Hey there, so you're thinking about moving to Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and you want to know what some of the pros are and some of the cons of actually living in Murfreesboro? Well, I've spent a ton of time in Murfreesboro showing homes to lots and lots of clients, help people move there, spent time there, eating there, playing there, having fun there. So I'm going to give you some of the pros and the cons of actually living there, and I'm getting after it right now. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Greg Spackman. I'm with the Living in Nashville, Tennessee channel. So if you want to learn everything about what it's like to live, eat, sleep, play in the Nashville area, then please click the subscribe button and the little bell to be notified every time I do new videos. I've been getting a ton of people that are reaching out about looking to relocate to the Middle Tennessee area, Nashville, Murfreesboro, and I absolutely love it. So if that's you, please give me a call. Shoot me a text, send me an email, heck, send the Pony Express. I'd love to talk to you more. Make sure that you stick around until pro number 7 for some of the top food choices in Murfreesboro. I got a great place for fish tacos if that's your thing. And here we go. Pro number 1 of living in Murfreesboro, Tennessee is all the new construction homes that you're going to be able to find. Murfreesboro is exploding in size. They are building and building and building. So there are a ton of different builders and price points and areas and everything else. So if you're looking at new construction homes and that's what you're wanting, then you got to reach out to me so that I can help pinpoint what type of builder you're looking for, what type of area, where you're going to be living, working, playing, that sort of thing, so that we can get you in the right area. So that's pro number 1, will be all the new construction that's going on and building. And then that leads us to con number 1, which would be the housing market is nuts still. There are still multiple offers on properties. You're going to probably pay at asking or over asking or giving up some sort of concessions. And the market changes monthly here. So you gotta have the right agent that's going to be helping you through that. And that's one of the things that we specialize in, is helping make sure you don't overpay on your property and that you're getting the right value. So that's con number 1, is just the housing market's nuts. Pro number 2 is that Murfreesboro is in Rutherford County, and it has some great pros, like building is much easier in Murfreesboro and it's faster. Permits are much easier to get than in Williamson County. It has some of the highest rated schools that are in Rutherford County, and especially in Murfreesboro. It's got a magnet school that's really highly rated. It's got a bunch of other schools. So Rutherford County is different, and you're going to need to know some of that. And that's one of the things that we cover on our call, is what some of the differences are in the different counties. While you're con number 2, and that's one of my least favorite things about living in the area, and that's the allergies. And allergies can be really, really bad for some people like myself, where I need to take Flonase and an allergy pill in order to survive for some weeks. It gets bad in the springtime when all the stuff starts to bloom, and then they start to till the fields. All the grass gets into the air, dust in the air, something along those lines is what causes an issue for me. Later in the summer, typically it'll spike up again a little bit, and then in the fall it gets just as bad as the spring usually, depending upon how much they grew that year, how much rain we got, how much dust and how much grass gets into the air, that sort of thing. What I've had other clients do, they've gone to an allergy center and then gotten tested for figuring out what type of allergies they have so that they can get better drugs or whatever to be able to handle the allergies. If you don't have allergies, then bless you, because that's incredible, since you don't have to deal with that at all. Know that allergies are a thing in Murfreesboro, and as more and more of the farmland disappears, it seems like the allergies are not as extreme as they are, but there's still plenty of fields and that sort of thing nearby that cause that issue. Con number 3 is that Murfreesboro is not really walkable. And unless you live close to where all the stuff is, you're going to be driving your car, and you could be 15 or 20 minutes away from everything, just because Murfreesboro is so spread out. And so you're just not going to be able to walk to that sort of stuff. And they're also like a lack of sidewalks in a lot of the neighborhoods, although the newer neighborhoods are going to have sidewalks, but a lot of them are not. So you're going to be seeing people walk along the road, which may be a shock to you, since where you come from, you may have sidewalks, and some of the streets and roads that you're going to be traveling on are not going to have any sort of siding. So it's just going to be either like some sort of trench to the side or just grass or whatever. So know that it's a little bit different than probably where you're coming from, but that's one of the cool things about it, that it doesn't have that. And I think that the roads like that it's really neat to drive on. And let me know what you think about that, if you like sidewalks and you like siding on the roads, or you're okay with it. But that's con number 3, just that it's not really walkable. Pro number 3 is there's some great colleges, and there's a great college in Murfreesboro called MTSU, which stands for Middle Tennessee State University. It's actually in Murfreesboro, and it'd be a great place to attend. And they have this grant if you have high schoolers, that they can get the grant, and it's practically free to attend the school. So that makes it even better, is that they could not have any sort of debt. But if you do have to pay, it's not very expensive at all compared to other colleges. But it's a good school, and that's in Murfreesboro. Other schools nearby, so if they want to go to a different school, you have Belmont, you have Tennessee State, you have Vanderbilt, you have Chattanooga, Columbia State, and there's a bunch more colleges once you start researching that sort of thing. But know that you have good colleges that are in Tennessee in general. So you're, at most your kids are going to be 3 hours away from you. And that's pretty cool. So that's pro number 3, the college. Con number 4 is going to be the terrible public transportation. You really got buses, rideshare, and Uber or Lyft, and the Heel Toe Express, other than your car. So know that you're not going to have any sort of rail system or any other sort of cool way to get around via public transportation. And that's just the way Tennessee is. They don't seem to want to put that in. And pro number 4 are the sports, and sports are incredible in Tennessee in general. We have the Predators and the Titans. We got the Memphis basketball team. So if you're an NBA fan, you can go to Memphis, which is 3 hours away, to watch an NBA game. Not that you'd want to drive 3 hours potentially, but if you're a big NBA fan, you could do that. They have the MLS soccer team that's in Nashville, a brand new stadium that was just built called the Nashville Soccer Club, and that's super cool. They have the AAA Sounds team, and they are for the Milwaukee Brewers. So if you're a baseball fan, I will say MLB baseball is not really big to me here, because you're either a Braves fan or a St. Louis Cardinals fan. And I've stayed an Angels fan since we moved, just never could get into those other two teams since they aren't local. But there is rumors that they are going to bring a baseball team, or a Major League Baseball team, to Nashville, since they do have the Predators and the Titans. So adding baseball would, definitely be a cool thing there. If you're into college football, it is huge in the South, and you're probably aware of that already, but it's huge. It's really, really big. Most people seem to be either an Alabama fan or an Auburn fan, and when those two teams play, it's pretty awesome to see at the bars and everybody there. Or you're a Tennessee fan, and that's okay too, but they don't seem to be that great compared to Alabama. Baseball, they have Vandy, and they've been a great baseball team for a while, and they usually do pretty good most years. So that's sports in general, and then there's tons of other sports for kids, and that's from soccer, baseball, just every sort of sport. Even ice hockey is having huge growth in the Middle Tennessee area. They just added a rink in Nolensville, so now they have one in Antioch, they have one in Nolensville, they have one in Bellevue, and one in Asheville, and I believe the new one is open up in Clarksville too, and then they're building another one, I think, up in Hendersonville. So ice hockey is exploding across Middle Tennessee. And that's sports. Con number 5 is going to be the bad drivers, and there are some really, really bad drivers that do lots of erratic driving. Know that you're going to need to watch yourself and drive more defensive than you normally would in Middle Tennessee, and we have so many different states that are connected to Tennessee that causes an issue, I think, with their different driving rules. But we have really cool carpool lanes, and those are only available for certain times of day. Otherwise, you can drive in them all you want. Instead of it being like a $300 or $400 fine, it's a joke. So people will just drive in the carpool lane to save the time, but then it makes the carpool lanes not as nice as they should be. However, they're still much better than the rest of the traffic. But that's con number 5, the horrible drivers that are here. And if you have bad drivers, let me know where you're from and what you think of your drivers where you're at. Pro number 5 is the quality healthcare. Vanderbilt is one of the highest rated hospitals anywhere in the nation, and that's right here locally. There's a number of other great hospitals and urgent cares and that sort of thing that you're going to be able to go to for healthcare, and all of that is really, really good in Middle Tennessee. We are known for the medical field as far as that goes, and hospitals and the medical billing and all of that. It's a big deal here in Middle Tennessee. And so you're going to be able to get great quality healthcare here in Tennessee. Con number 6 is the weather. And this is one of the things I truly dislike myself about living in Nashville, and that's the humidity. I absolutely hate humidity. I don't like it at all. I wish that it was less humid. It makes me really like the winter, because at wintertime it's not humid at all. However, it is chillier than it would be. But coming from out west where there was no humidity, it's awful and I hate it. And it's not even as bad as it is in Florida, but it's awful. Some of the days when you walk from your front door out to the driveway, get in your car, you feel like you need to get another shower. So I don't know if you know what that feeling is like, but that's how it is a couple weeks of the year. It's that bad like that. And we do get some reprieve sometimes during the summer, you'll get a week or two where it's not humid at all. And then it feels awesome because it'll be 85 degrees and not humid. And you're like, why can't it be like this all the time? However, then it goes right back to it. And it does rain an awful lot. And I didn't know that it rained as much as it rains, but know that it rains a ton. The flip side of all the rain is that it's green and everything. And then we have some of the coolest thunderstorms with the lightning in the sky and all of that you're going to be able to see and hear. And that's awesome. However, sometimes it keeps you up at night. And if you got a dog like we do, sometimes they don't like the noise, and then they'll wake up barking and that sort of thing. So just know that we do have some really cool thunderstorms and lightning. We do have a chance of tornadoes, and they do come every now and then. However, there are solutions for tornadoes. You can get something for your garage. You can dig up your garage and make it underground. They even make this thing for your master bedroom closet that turns it into a tornado room. So there are options to protect yourself against tornadoes so you feel much better. And we've had clients do all 3 of those things. It also doesn't really snow very much typically. Every so many years, 4, 5, 6 years, it'll get 3 or 4 inches or 5 inches of snow, but nothing like any elsewhere. So if you're used to a lot of snow, it doesn't snow that much. It barely snowed enough, I think, a couple times for the kids to use the sleds, but usually it doesn't snow enough for that. Barely snows enough for you to make some snowballs, that sort of thing. But on a normal year, you don't get any snow in the wintertime at all. Fall time is one of the best times of year. It's not humid. Your grass isn't growing, so you don't have to mow anymore or pay someone to mow your yard if you don't do it yourself. And the leaves all change colors, and they change to some amazing colors. So that's one of the perks of living here is seeing the changing of the leaves. And pretty much that's weather. Pro number 6 is nightlife. And nightlife in Murfreesboro is so-so. There's some bars and stuff that are open, but you're only 30 minutes up to Nashville. And then you have world-class nightlife, bars, restaurants, music venues, all of that. It puts everywhere else that I've been to shame. I don't even think New York or San Francisco are as cool, and you can have as much fun, and there's so much to do up along Broadway. And that's one of the cool things about Nashville, that it has that bar scene, and hopefully it stays that way and they don't change it. However, some of the bars have closed and they've turned into something else, and it's going to be sad if that goes away, because that's one of the neat things that makes Nashville unique compared to elsewhere. All right, here we're at pro number 7, which I told you we'd talk about some of the food. And so the food choices, Murfreesboro has pretty much everything that you're looking for, from steak to seafood to Mexican food, burgers, pizza, all of that. So here are my favorites. If you're really into fish tacos, please go to this place called Carmen's Taqueria, and it's amazing. You can get either the grilled or the fried tacos or fish tacos, and they are awesome. And I get them every time I'm in town. I will stop by and get some fish tacos. I don't recommend much of anything else. I wasn't a fan of the enchiladas or burritos that I had there, just the fish tacos, but that's me. Burgers. If you are a burger fan, there are a number of burger places, and if your favorite isn't what I'm mentioning, then comment below and let me know what your burger place is that you like the most. But I really like Burger Republic. I think that their burgers are awesome. It's one of the few places that you can actually get your burger rare if you wanted to. Not that I would try it that way, but since they grind them, beef, you can actually get a rare burger there and not end up getting sick. So that's burgers. Pizza, there's this cool place called Boomba's, and they have one in Spring Hill as well, but the first time we went and ate there was in Murfreesboro, and their pizza is really good. So you should try that place if you get a chance. And so that's kind of my favorite food choices that are in Murfreesboro. If you're looking for a really good steak, Stony River is my go-to for steak. They are in Franklin and Nashville, and I prefer the one in Franklin myself, but that's me. I just like the vibe of the restaurant better in Franklin than the one up in Nashville. But that's kind of the food that you're going to have. So if you've made it this far and you're ready to make that move to Murfreesboro or anywhere in Middle Tennessee, please give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I'd love to talk to you more about it and open up the map with you on Zoom and go over all the different areas, find out exactly what you're looking for, and get you on your way to moving here. And until next time, I'm out.